Hey, we're back with some more Ren. We're checking out Sick Boy thanks to your recommendations. Let us know what you think.
Hi Ren, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making music.
This is really cool. I love how chaotic it is. What it's doing is usually when you have songs, the main line is louder than the other lines, generally, so that you can pick it up and it's easy to follow the melody line. Here, the background music, the percussion, etc., is the overwhelming music, and it's there to obfuscate what's happening in front, right? It's there to like make it difficult to focus. It's like you have to pay extra attention to what she's saying because of the music that's playing. And that's really cool because I think that he's using that to demonstrate, like when you're kind of losing your mind a little bit, or maybe when you're on the effects of medications and things like that, you have to try extra hard to focus and grasp what's happening in front of you. I love how he's able to do these effects with music. You know, it's like I haven't thought of trying to do something that way. Do you know what I mean? It's like he takes experiencing the song or experiencing the experience, right, like to the next level by actually making you go through it. Yeah. In as much as is possible, right, without actually giving us meds or whatever. Yeah. Because that'd be illegal.
Malpractice. These are jarring images.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, stem cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show, derealization, medical patient, losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground, I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound, I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out. In and out. Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pick boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
That was chaotic.
Yeah.
That jumped around so many topics.
Yeah, again, and I'm just going to repeat myself probably every time we watch a Ren video, but lyrically, he's brilliant. Just lyrically brilliant. Able to, like, throw all those things all together, rhyming, making it work. Brilliant. Now, he reminded me of a couple people, like, together here. He reminded me of like if Russell Brand and Tom McDonald had a baby,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Talking about like the commodification of talents, the commodification of health, like, or just things in general, right? It's like talking about record labels, like, hey, we'll do you. We hear you can sing, like, let's give you a bunch of money, and it's like, no, I'm doing my thing. Like, yeah, like, don't you want to be rich? Like, don't you want this? It's like, man, but that's the thing about independent artists. I feel like they have so much more, because of their independence, so much more freedom to express artistically, whatever that means, right? And we're clearly seeing that with Ren. We see that with other artists who are independent, and it's really good. But this is a punch in the face, or a call out, as it were, to essentially like the dirty side of capitalism.
Yes.
Right? Like the commodification of all things, right? Like, oh, like we could sell that. Well, how much do you think that's worth? Like there's that Pocahontas song where she says, like you can look at all these things, like maybe one day you can look at all these things and not wonder what they're worth.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like what a cool concept. Like go outside and not think like, I wonder what I could sell this tree for. Of course, like it's important to live and do things, and commodification does help a lot of people, but when we take that to the extreme, we lose the art because we're so focused on the money or whatever it is, whether it's health and sickness or something. But I like how he's taking it to, this is about being sick, to, no, this is about a sick society. This is about a sick mentality that we have en masse. So it's interesting to think about, and I think that it bears a little reflection.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. It starts with a call out kind of to the medical industry specifically, and then jumps over to the capitalism in general, and not in general, but the darker side of it, the sides that we could probably benefit from reining in. And he talks a lot about protecting the environment too, in ways that are like, look, we're bleeding the earth dry. Bleed it for the money. Bleed it for the gold. And after it's bled, well, what do we have left? If you go look at like some of the lithium mines over in China and things, where the earth there is just destroyed for the sake of selling the lithium, and that.
Chase likes his lithium.
I drive an electric car.
Chase really likes his lithium. He's like, give me that lithium, baby.
Give me that lithium. I drive an electric car, and I understand the damage and the scarring that's happening to the planet because of the incessant growth and need for more money and wealth that the human race brings to the scene. And there need to be people to call that out, and there need to be people to call out the need to progress. There needs to be a tension there too, in order for us to progress in a way that is not just pillaging everything important,
right,
for the sake of wealth.
Right, like finding a way to feed the hungry, improve technology, better our lives, while still having a sense of conservationalism.
Yeah.
Right? Like still respect. And then growing up in Alaska, that was a big part of my upbringing. Was like, if you go out somewhere, it better be nicer than when you got there.
Yeah. Like,
you don't go out there and throw trash. You don't make a mess. You don't just take what you don't need. Right? Like if you kill something, you eat it. Because we did that. Yeah. Anyway, that's a story.
That's a story for another day.
That's a story. Yeah. Subscribe so you can hear that story later. We'll tell it again. But that's the thing, right? And I think that there is a balance that can be struck there, right? But if you're just focused on money, personal gain, etc., like at the expense of all those other things, at the expense of even your fellow men, right? Then I think we are going to have problems. And I think that we run into that in all sorts of situations where you hyper focus on one thing at the expense of something else. Like, yeah, you lose that balance. Ultimately you lose the whole point of what you began it for.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, cool. Like I got all the things, but I lost myself in it.
Yeah. Well,
and
I think
what?
You see that a lot. I think with like, there are lots of medical diagnoses we could talk about. You could talk about his misdiagnosis of Lyme disease. You can talk about what, in my opinion, is a overdiagnosis of ADHD.
Yeah.
And there are lots of things we can talk about that with, where for the sake of making the money or taking the easy route, and I think that's the problem you have mostly with the overuse of pharmaceuticals, is it's the easy way out combined with the financial incentive, and you just have this mess where doctors are incentivized to just give them a pill and get them out the door, and I'll make a lot more money doing that with lots of people than I will by actually caring for the patient.
Right. Well, and part of that, and a big part of that, so Chase and I both have experience in the medical industry, like pretty extensively.
And both of us in the side of medical industry that is not just pop pills.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so one of the big things that has led to that, because it's really easy to blame the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies, which are usually the people who take the rap. They're like, oh, those doctors, they're just pushing pills. But a big part of that and a big reason why that happens is because patients come in and they're like, hey, I want to get better. And the doctor's like, all right, well, you need to be doing like exercise. You need to be eating healthy. You need to be doing this and this and this and this. And then guess what? Your problems will all go away. And they're like, yeah, no, I just want you to fix it. It's like, well, I'm not God. I can't fix your problems, but I can give you this pill that I guess is better than dying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not the best option. I gave you the best option. You rejected it, and now I'm coming back with the option that you asked for. And if we want there to be a change, like in the medical industry, we just need to tell our doctors when we go, like, hey, I'm looking to do this in the healthiest, most conservative way possible. And then, like, if I need pills for this, help me understand what it is, why it is, and how long I have to do it. You know, understand your healthcare. That's what I try to tell people.
Yeah.
It's like,
And there's always
understand your
good
healthcare.
doctors and bad doctors. If you
Yes.
walk into a doctor's office and the doctor doesn't want to give you that advice, maybe it's time to find another doctor. But go ask your doctor. Go get one who wants to help you and someone who will help you get healthy in a healthy way sometimes. Yeah. But it's very easy. And I'm not blaming the doctors necessarily. I'm
Like,
saying,
hey doc, where can I find a good doctor?
yeah, we've set up an incentive structure for the doctors.
Yeah.
That is like, we've doomed them to the scenario that they're put in, and the doctors aren't happy with it much either, for the most part.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, like, with all of the technological developments in the medical industry, this is a whole conversation.
Oh yeah,
I've written essays on this. Like, this is, anyway.
we could talk about this for a long time.
We could, but we won't. What we're going to say is, Ren, great job. If you guys liked this video, check out Ren's channel, because he's got tons of these things. I have not been disappointed once
No,
from any of the videos. We've done 4 so far.
4. No,
And-
nope. This is number 5.
And I have not been disappointed with any of them. So go subscribe to his channel if you haven't yet. Subscribe to ours if you would be so kind. And check out this video if you like this one.